Hi, this is Scott, Kilo Sierra 6 Delta Alpha Yankee, and for today's video, this is an appropriate filming location for this because this is going to be the end of the road for me and the Wouxun KG-Q10H. If you've been following along with the story at all, you'll know that the first Q10H that I got was defective. It ended up going back. They sent me a replacement unit, and I thought everything was good to go. It looked like it was working just fine. Got ready to do the review because a lot of people have been asking me when I'm going to finally get around to this. And as getting ready for the review, I did an output power test on the radio, and that's when I found out that my second one is defective as well. So give you the rough outline here. Wouxun says that the radio will do 6 watts. It doesn't really imply where you can find those 6 watts. I was able to find it though. And in 70 centimeter, I can get 6.8 watts of output power. Great, that's fine. But when I tested 2 meter down in the VHF spectrum, I was a little bit shocked to find out I was only getting 3.4 watts. And this is on ultra high, so I had a potential of 6.8. But VHF 3.4, so it's roughly half of the output wattage for VHF. Now I'm used to radios showing up where you have about a 1 watt difference from one band to another. So between VHF and UHF, you'll often see radios produce 5 watts in one band and 4 watts in another. That's not unexpected, but to have the potential output power cut in half, it got me thinking there might be something wrong with the radio. Now I tested 1.25 meter and I got 2.4 watts of output, which is not unprecedented. The ACVX6 sort of does the same thing. So I wasn't too shocked by that. But because it's a quad band radio, I also checked the 6 meter output. And this is where I kind of knew I had a problem with the radio, because I was getting 0.4 watts on ultra high. That's unacceptable. I mean, and right away I started thinking, well, you know, why would they even bother with that? So I looked around, I checked out some of the Facebook user groups. I even posted my output power testing results, looking for some answers, and I didn't get much response other than, you know, a couple of people said, yeah, that doesn't sound right at all. But looking around, I noticed that other people were getting much higher output readings. In fact, people were reporting they were getting 5 and 6 watts on 6 meter. They were reporting anywhere from 6 to 7 between VHF and UHF. And they were reporting 5 watts on 1.25 meters. So once again, I got another defective Q10H. That's 2 in a row. So I've tried twice now to get fully functional KG-Q10Hs, and twice I have failed. So I'm kind of done with it at this point. It's disappointing, and if it were a cheap Chinese radio and it was a $25 radio or something like that, I wouldn't be that bothered by it. I would just send it back to Amazon and get another one, because that sort of inconsistent quality is expected in the cheap Chinese market. Now, while the Q10H is in fact a Chinese radio, it's by no means cheap. This is a $220 radio. This is a flagship radio for their company. It's a big swing and a big miss for them. Now, they did put a lot of time and effort into coming out with a lot of stylish colors, and you know, they went through the trouble and expense to put in a custom theme for one particular YouTube radio channel, Dork, so that he would get a nice belly rub and promote their radios. But one thing that they didn't do was take the time and expense to get their quality control department in line and make sure that they're not pumping out defective radios. So maybe next time Wouxun tries something like this, they might want to allocate their resources a little more practically and make sure that they're putting out a good radio, and then do the special effects stuff later to ingratiate themselves with the YouTube review community. I'm a little irritated by this. So here's my upshot on the Q10H. I don't recommend, I cannot recommend, and I won't recommend this radio. If you have $220 to spend, there are better radios that you can spend your money on. And I suppose the reason that I'm so disappointed is, on paper, this is actually, or would have been, my perfect radio. It is the radio that most closely matches my own personal specifications for what I consider to be a perfect radio. And that's why like I said, that's why I'm a little disappointed and bothered by it, because I didn't get one that worked, and I tried twice. I'm not going to try a third time, so I'm done with it. So when it comes to the Q10H, it's a dead radio to me. It just no longer exists. There's other Wouxun products that are pretty good, but Wouxun needs to do something about this and deal with this, or it's going to affect their brand in the long run. I know it's already got me kind of a little skeptical about maybe getting involved with any more Wouxun products, or even promoting any Wouxun products. And a lot of times I promote these products not because I've been asked to do so by the manufacturer, but because I think they're good and I think they're good for other people. I'll be less inclined moving forward to do so for Wouxun, and it's solely down to the fact that, hey, they sold me a piece of junk, and they did it twice. So I don't appreciate that at all. So that's kind of it for me and the Wouxun KG-Q10H. From this point forward, you'll never hear about this radio ever again from me. So with that, again, I wish I had better news. And I'm sure some of you will go down in the comment section and report how your Q10H works great and it's a fantastic radio. And if it does, consider yourself to be a fortunate person. You got lucky and got a good one. But there are others, and I'm not the only one, by the way. There are others that have not had the same experience. So, for whatever it's worth, you're not getting my endorsement on any level. So with that, I thank you for watching and or listening. This is Scott, Kilo Sierra 6, Delta Alpha Yankee from Visalia, California. Have a wonderful day.